Hi everybody, my name is David. Thank you for watching CNXG. This is part 2 of a question and answer video that I do every Monday. Any questions you guys have, please go down below and ask me, and I'll answer them in the next Q&A video. We do this every single Monday. Okay? So, let's get started with part 2. Our next question in part 2 is from UnoFXZ from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Hello. Can someone have borderline personality disorder and narcissistic personality disorder at the same time? According to doctors, DSM, and things like that, yes, it can be comorbid. Actually, borderline can be comorbid with many things. Narcissist can be comorbid with many things. But don't forget, these are in the cluster B. You have A, B, and C, 10 different disorders. There's 4 in the cluster B. All 4 disorders share many, many traits. That's why it's very hard to sit there and distinguish between each of them and wonder which one is this person, which one. It's really hard. It's better to try to understand the single disorders more instead of just say, oh yeah, they're definitely narcissist, borderline, same thing. You know, a lot of people think in this community, a lot of channels will tell you that borderline and narcissist are the same thing. There's no difference. And there is a difference. And me studying this and me working with clients and stuff like this, there's a definite difference. Okay? And, but they can be comorbid is what we're told. And, but don't forget, you know, a lot of times we stumble on the subject first about narcissist. And we watch videos on narcissism and we say, oh yeah, that's you're trying to figure out who the person you were with or whatever, family, friends, you're trying to figure out what they are. And you're saying, oh yeah, narcissist. And then there's always something you might go, I'm not sure about that. That doesn't quite ring true. And maybe you come across borderline, you go, oh yeah, definitely borderline. But they seem so narcissistic too. But you got to understand, like I said, they all share traits. Not only that, a lot of us, most of us, maybe all of us, have some of these traits as well. These are personality traits. Okay, there's many different traits of personalities, but these are the ones that define them. We all have a little. They just have more. Borderlines, you know, supposedly borderlines have some remorse, have some empathy, just a little. But don't forget, when you're sick and if you're abusing people, you're not in touch with that. Okay, you don't have to be disordered to be an abuser. There's people that were born and developed empathy and later become abusive. Okay? So they're not in touch with their empathy, are they? They're not very empathetic at the time. You know, drinking every day will make you not seem very empathetic at all. Drug addicts aren't very empathetic at all, right? So there's all kinds of different factors that you may not see empathy. The discard is some of the nastiest, it's like kind of the nastiest thing they do. You know, you got betrayal, lying, and cheating. And then you have just how they leave you. They discard you. They abandon you. You know, there's reasons borderlines abandon people and they don't tell you. They don't tell you what they're doing. They just leave, don't they? So that is so cold and so nasty, it looks like the narcissist discard. You know, it looks like the narcissist just couldn't care less about you at all. Usually that's not the case, okay? Usually they're fucked up inside and it hurts them too, but they're abandoning a part of themselves. They're emotionally invested in that relationship with you, aren't they? They're emotionally invested in that, and then they abandon it. They're abandoning themselves. Abandonment is the biggest, hugest issue with them, so they believe everyone's going to abandon them to the point where they'll end up just abandoning you if you don't. You start changing, you start acting different, oh, you're going to abandon me, you're going to leave me. You know, that's how they think. So they both look very similar. Some of us can't tell which one someone is. And you know, you can say they're comorbid, but it really doesn't matter. The fact is that a borderline has very, very, very many narcissistic traits. A narcissist may very look like a borderline, you know. It's kind of like how they were made is the difference. Where you've got a borderline that was made out of massive, massive trauma, sexual, physical abuse, and then you have a narcissist that also endured abuse, but it's different. Supposedly, and it's not even definitive how a narcissist is made, like in the DSM and stuff, but what is told is that the way they were parented is it doesn't coincide, it doesn't apply like punishment and reward, like affection and punishment, stuff like that, it doesn't suit what they're doing. So they're not doing anything wrong, and they may get the shit beat out of them. And they may not be that great or good at anything, but the parent's going to overpraise and, oh, you're amazing, you're great. And that's where that false ego comes in, which is replaced with nurturing and care when they're being abused and hurt. And they, you know what I'm saying? So that's it's kind of like how they're made. But yeah, they can be comorbid. These are comorbid disorders that can be comorbid with all kinds of things. Okay? All right? It's better to understand the disorder entirely before you reach out and say, well, they're psychopath and histrionic because they do this and that. Well, you know, histrionics can act like psychopaths sometimes, okay? But a psychopath typically is born that way, okay? And histrionic is not, typically, okay? It's what we're finding out. Thank you. Thanos from Pennsylvania, hello. Why is it so hard to move on and get over it after breaking up with a narcissist? I did the air quotes because that's what he's got. I don't like air quotes, but he quoted them. Why is it so hard to move on and get over it after breaking up with a narc? Because we don't just move on and we don't just get over it. Okay? What are some things that you get over? You know, you failed your test. You failed your driving test. Get over it and just go do it again. You know, do you just get over this and go do it again? No. You know? And if you just try and move on and not learn anything from this, you'll do it again. Okay? Why is it so hard? Because you're not doing it the right way, for one. Two, this isn't easy for anybody. Okay? This is very extremely difficult because what you're doing, or what you need to do, is reprogram your brain differently than it was programmed as a child. Things that happened to you as a child were very extremely hard and difficult to understand, to process. Things that happen to us as children are like 10 times worse than something happening to us as an adult. The same thing. We can't handle it as children. Okay? It's too much. And the way our parents treat us and the attention they give us sets us up for the rest of our life. Okay? You know, the question that you need to be asking yourself is, why were you with someone so messed up? Why is it hard? Why is this so hard? Why is this such a big thing in your life? And if it is, treat it as such. And don't just try and move on. People that have that attitude, get over it, move on, will go work too much, drink too much, eat too much, puke too much, have too much sex, be reckless, wild, and self-sabotaging. Okay? You can't... This is the time in your life that says, hey, time to fix it. Time to fix everything. Because what you thought was true is not true. What you thought makes you happy isn't what makes you happy. Okay? We are programmed in our lives to believe that things outside external things make us happy. And outside external things can fix us and have the answers that we need. But it's all inside. It's all internal. Okay? So, you know, a house, a car, a marriage, children, school, those aren't what make you happy. Because tons of people have those things and aren't happy, right? Right. So don't think that those things will make you happy. If you're not happy, those external things will not make you happy. If you're not happy, it's internal. Okay? And it's the way you were brought up. Because if something really bad happened in your adult life, our parents should have tried to prepare us for that and help us deal with that before it happens. And not just let us out in the world with no preparation and we fall smack on our face and say, fuck, this is hard. And then keep trying to do things the way that we were. And they know it doesn't work. We need to find out how to do things properly. Okay? I'm telling you, emotions and feelings, you learn how to control your emotions and you will be able to control your life. And that's not an easy thing to do. None of this is. None of it. None of it. So don't just move on. Don't just get over it. Learn. Learn why this happened. Learn what you can do to fix it. Okay? Learn what you can do to change. So not only this doesn't happen again, but you start feeling better. Usually we discover that we've had anxiety or depression and things like this for a while. We weren't so perfect as we thought we were before this relationship. It's not this relationship that crushed you. Okay? It's how you felt before this relationship, how you deal with things, how you react. Your emotions is a reaction, okay? So we need to change our emotions and be in control of them and learn how to do that. It's a lot of work, all right? It's not something you just move on and get over. Thank you, Thanos. I hope that helps. And I hope I'm saying your name right. I hope it's not Thanos. Thanos. Anyways, Isabel. Hello, Isabel. How do you know when they're done hoovering? When they die. I know for sure when they die, they're done. I can tell you that. I promise. When they're dead, they're done. Unless their ghost comes back and haunts you. You know, I couldn't tell you when they're done. I just know too many people that tell me that the person they dated 25 years ago just hoovered them today. I mean, what am I supposed to say to that? Am I supposed to tell you, Isabel, well then that should mean after 30 years they're done hoovering. God. When? I don't know when. When they're dead. When they're dead. It doesn't mean they're gonna. And I can't tell you every single disordered person after a relationship's over will hoover, and I can't tell you they won't. Not every single one does or doesn't. I know you wanted me to try and reassure you that it's over, but I can't. I can't. Best thing to do, you guys, is not freak out over it. Just realize what you want out of it. Nothing, right? You want them to leave you alone, so you just ignore them. The better you are at ignoring them, the chances increase that they'll stop. Okay? A lot of us don't realize that we pick up the phone and say, fuck you, leave me alone. Fuck you, leave me alone. Fuck you, leave me alone. We think, you know, God, don't they get it, man? I'm just going to keep saying this until they're going to keep calling you. If they keep calling you and you, whatever you're doing, that's good enough for them, right? You just ignore them. You ignore them and you be happy and successful, okay? Because they don't like that shit. The more successful you become, the more distant they feel from you. Because don't forget, you were sick with them. And they know that. So regardless what they told you, when you start being happy and successful, you're straight separating yourself from all sick people like that. Okay? And it does. That's the one thing I've noticed, that the healthier you become and all these things, it seems like the less, you know, they'll leave you alone more. Because they realize they don't have a chance with you anymore. You know what I mean? Okay? They realize you wised up, you know what they are, you're better and healthier now, and they may not even want to see you or have you see what they look like or how they're doing, you know? Hope that helps. Good luck. Jeff from Utah in the United States of America. Hello, Jeff. How do you deal with the subconscious urge to reconnect after 6 months, 1 year, etc.? Well, I don't want to. So there's a reason that you want to, Jeff. And so instead of how do you deal with it, find out why. Right? It's like asking yourself, you know, every time I drive over this patch of the street, it flattens my tire. So I need to know how to deal with a flat tire every day. Right? After my tire gets flat, I need to know the best way to fill that thing up right away for the rest of my day. Well, how about find out why your tire's getting flat every day, right? So why? Why are you having this urge, Jeff? And most of us, you know, it's something you still have to fix inside, Jeff. You know, maybe you're missing something and she promised you that, or you thought you had it from her and now she's gone and you want it back. You're holding on to some hope, okay? You're holding on to support. You're holding on to hope. Find support, Jeff. Find support. If you had 100 people cheering you on and never talking about this person and making your face look forward and going, yeah, Jeff, doing great, you wouldn't want to reconnect with her. So my guess is you don't have much support right now at all. You may not be talking to anyone about this. Do it, okay? Get help. Get help, Jeff. If you think you're done with this and this is the only thing you have left, you just keep wanting to, you're not, brother. You haven't done what you need to do, okay? Start working on yourself. Start learning how to meet your emotional needs. Start realizing how bad this person is, how sick she is, and how sick you were to be with her, okay? And start becoming healthier. So whatever you're doing to try and ignore this, if you're drinking and all this stuff, it's not going to work. It's not going to work. You need to talk about this. If you have an emotional injury today and you try to just get drunk and not tell anybody, it's going to bother you in 20 years. You're going to think about it and go, fuck. That's just the way our brains are. You have to accept it. Hope that helps, Jeff. Good luck, okay? Glenn from England. Hello, Glenn. I like to know why I ask you questions. If I know the answers deep down. Is it for validation? Sure. Yeah, some validation. But, you know, the biggest thing that I stress in my CPTSD videos is neglect, man. Neglect. Because a lot of us don't realize that neglect is abuse. Neglect is abuse. We don't need to separate neglect from abuse. We don't need to say you've either been neglected or abused. You know, you've been abused. You've been neglected. If your mother and your father aren't there for you and comfort you and meet your emotional needs, they're neglecting you. That's abuse. It's not abuse is bad, neglect is okay. You know, some neglect can benefit a child. It makes us explore the world. But this isn't what happened to us, okay? Neglect, if someone neglects your feelings, if your caretaker neglects your feelings, then we also neglect our feelings. Parents teach you how to deal with your feelings and emotions. And if you don't do that and you don't know how, you ignore them, you neglect them, okay? This causes lots of doubt. We're never really sure. We're always unsure. What's going on? Today, yes, I know they're a narcissist. Tomorrow, fuck, are they? Maybe it's me. You know, maybe I'm a narcissist. It's doubt. It's doubt. It's doubt. It's not being in touch with your feelings, which means you're not in touch with what your emotions are. Okay? We have so many different emotions, so you need to be aware of what you're feeling. Okay? And you know, if we're not sure, we have doubt. We second guess all the time. Okay, I hope that makes sense, Glenn. If you haven't already, try watching my CPTSD videos in my playlist saying Healing CPTSD. This is complex. That's why it's CPTSD. The C is complex, and it can be very difficult to understand, but not impossible. And once you do understand, man, it helps so much. It just helps so much. No more of this doubting, Glenn. I'm telling you, if you start understanding that how your brain's working and why you have the emotions, why you're reacting the way you are, it helps so much. I always use the analogy of a anxiety attack. If you go through life having anxiety and no one ever told you and you didn't figure it out and you don't know what it is, it can be scary. Not only that, say you have bad anxiety, you freak yourself out, you have an anxiety attack, you don't know what that is, you can put yourself into a panic attack. But once you know what this is an anxiety attack. It won't kill you. You know what I mean? You'll be like, okay, all right. It feels so much better. Knowing why you have anxiety, now you can fix it. Okay? You have a lot more work to do. Okay? And keep asking questions. Keep reassuring yourself, Glenn. We have to tell ourselves the truth. We have one part of our brain that tells us bad stuff. Right? And dooms us and says, you're never going to get better, Glenn. Never. Never. Don't go outside. They hate you. You're not going to do well. You know? And you just have to say, no, I am. Because, you know, abuse, trauma, things like that, it brings up these negative feelings. The depressed brain is our worst enemy. It's our critic, our inner critic. Tells us we suck. We're never going to get any better. You tell that part, yes, I am. Okay? It works. You're going to have to do that. Or this negative part will take over. It won't stop until you make it stop. So how do you do that? Start doing better things for yourself. Keep yourself occupied doing great, healthy things. People, support. It's number one. People and support help you out of anything. Okay? Thanks, Glenn. I hope that helps. Hope that validates you a little bit. All right? Validate yourself, Glenn. Trust me, it works. Tell yourself the truth. You know what it is, and don't listen to those bad, negative things. Don't pay attention to them. Don't put much force into them. Don't explore that and say, you're never going to make it, and then go, God, why do I do that? I'm never going to make it. Oh, yeah, I'm never going to make it. You know, just don't do that. Stop and go, I'm going to make it. Why? Because here, I have a list of things that I need to do, and I'm checked off 2 of them already. Good job. Pat myself on the back. Oh, I got 1 more. Oh, I'm not going to pressure myself. Can I get that done today? Sure, I'm going to try and get that done today. Oh, I got it done today. Good job, David. Instead of, man, these are a lot of fucking things you got to do. I don't think, I got 9 things here. I got 8 hours. These all take an hour each, more than an hour. I'm not going to get done. Why even try? Fuck this, man. God, I'm such a loser. You can go either way you want. It's up to you. All right? Thanks. Jen from Boston. Hello, Jen. If he tried to hoover me and offered his help, and I said no, you didn't even deem me worthy to even break up with me, and then he never responded, is this hoovering over? Not necessarily, but that is a good way to get them to stop coming back. Every time they come back, you tell them, you're sick, you're a crazy ass narcissist, and I know what you are, and blah, blah, blah. They get sick of that, yeah. If they know that they can't break you away from saying all that stuff and give them what they want, yeah, they stop. That's a great way to stop. Exposing them to everyone is an amazing way to get them to stop. Exposure. Biggest fear. Okay? Everybody knows I'm a piece of shit. Everyone knows I'm a bad person. That's their worst fear. But, you guys, this isn't the best thing to do. Guess what? The best thing to do. Do not talk to scum. Don't play with sick. Don't hurt fucked up, hurt people. These people have massive pain already. You don't need to hurt them more. Because if you do, be careful. They'll come back at you. They'll seek revenge. They'll try and ruin your life because you said you're a shitty friend. So be careful. Okay? If he hoovers again, don't keep doing this. Don't talk to him, Jen. Okay? Don't talk to them. Make him try 100 times in a year and he gives up. Okay? Thank you, Jen. Good luck. I hope it does stop. It will. It will. But if he hoovers again, that should tell you that didn't work. Okay? What always works? No contact. Nothing. Never, ever contact him. Never talk to him. Don't tell him he hurt you. Don't tell him you loved him. Don't tell him you hate him. Don't tell him so-and-so said this about you. I heard you did this. What are you doing this for? Nothing. Nothing. Because sick is sick. He'll like whatever you do to him. Okay? I hope that helps. Good luck, Jen. Nicole. I don't know where you are at, Nicole. We would love to know. Your question is, why has every borderline I've ever met been charming, funny, charismatic, and easy to talk to? Because you only knew them for a few minutes. I'm not kidding. And you're making a good point. They are. They are. They have to be. They're completely dependent on you, Nicole. Completely dependent on you. What they need, they have emotional needs. They can't meet them themselves. I have to have my needs met. You have to meet them, Nicole. Hi, Nicole. Hi. Oh, I love Nicole. Did I tell you Nicole's my favorite name? Oh, yeah. My sister's named Nicole. And I love her to death. Favorite person in the world. Love Nicole. So I love you, Nicole. Yeah, I think you're great. Oh, I was driving down the road the other day, and then they tell you a joke, right? And then they bring you flowers and something. Hey, you want to go out to lunch? They need this shit. They have to. Okay? If you're completely dependent on getting everything you need from people, you aren't going to walk around telling everyone to screw off all the time, are you? No. Because you have to find someone sick enough to put up with your crap when the mask falls off and you start showing that person who you really are, because they can't keep this up. Not for long at all. Any of you that says, I dated a borderline and they're perfect for 2 years, no, they weren't. No, they weren't. And I know you may want to argue with me. That's fine. Wait 5 years, if that's what it takes. 5 years. Look back and say, oh my God. Oh my God. All kinds of signs. All kinds of signs. She told me. She told me she's borderline. She told me my mom's a sociopath. She told me she was molested and abused her entire fucking life. It's like, they're signs. And they ain't normal, and they're not charming and funny and charismatic for 2 years. That's for damn sure. It doesn't last very long, really. Because they're up and down, man. They're up and down. All it takes, Nicole, is not for you to like them. It takes them to start attaching to you. And then that's where all the craziness starts. Who are you with? What are you doing? You're going to leave me. What, you know, just help me. Give me a ride. You do this. You got some money? I mean, it's just sick. It's just sick. It's just sick. Charming, funny, charismatic for a moment. For a moment. And all of us, all of us will tell you, yeah, they all were, for sure. And what did they turn out to be? Disgusting. It's fake. It's fake. It's fake. Psychopaths, sociopaths, psychopaths. How do they get where they are? How do they become successful if they're such bad people? They act like good people. Charming, funny, charismatic. Hey. And then, you know, and then when they focus on you, then it's mirroring and love bombing and stuff like that. But, you know, imagine like if you have a small business, right? And you're trying to make it in your town, you're going to be nice to the whole town, aren't you? You want them to buy your product, you're going to be nice. They want you to buy their bullshit, so they're going to be funny, nice, charming, charismatic. It's easy. That's easy stuff to fake for a little while. You know? Think about, how else can another analogy, I mean, just think about when you really want something. Think about when you're a kid, when you were a child, and you really wanted that thing that you weren't really sure if your parents were going to get it for you, right? Maybe it's too expensive. Maybe it's too dangerous or something. What do? Hey, Mom. Hey, Dad. Look what I got you. You know, brought you some flowers, Mom. You know, I brought you, God, you know, it's just, that's what you get, you know, you get what you want that way. You know, you get people that trust you. You get people that open the door, let you in. Okay? Easy. Easy. They're not going to be assholes to get what they want from you, right? So yeah, they can be, but you'll see signs in borderlines. It's incredible, you know. They're all over the fucking place. You know, you can meet them on a Monday, and on Tuesday they're telling you they're moving into another state. They just quit their job, and then on Wednesday, oh no, I love it here. I'm not leaving. Why? Oh, so and so screwed me over and fucking. I mean, that kind of shit, dude. In 2 or 3 days, you already see more drama in somebody than you've had in 5 years in your life. You know? So, yeah. But they're nice, funny, and charming on top of it. Okay? Hope that makes sense. And that's the end of all the questions. Thank you, guys. That is the Q&As. And if you could, please, share this information with other people. Get it out there because there's just not a lot. You know, look how long it took us all to find this stuff. Imagine if you found this stuff sooner. Okay? You need a lot more of your life to live. Not for someone else, but for you. Okay? Thank you, guys. Always love yourself first. Take care. And I will see you next Monday. Bye-bye. Danny Dog Productions.